On today's episode of Siren Sports, and I am talking about the world champion Denver Nuggets.
And you guys beat an 8, you beat a 4, then you beat a 7, and then you beat an 8. You guys are hitting beach balls being thrown at you right now, guys. Come on now.
That on Monday night, something special was going to happen, especially with the Larry O'Brien trophy in the building.
You're not going to sit there with a straight face and fucking tell me that that's how you feel. Everybody, and welcome to episode number 10 of Siren Sports. Man, we in double digits now, man. It's crazy. Y'all have been sticking with us. I fuck with it. I fuck with y'all. Thanks for staying. I'm your host. I go by the name of Town. Next to me, as usual, your co-host Rico. How you living this week?
Let me stop. 10 more episodes, or not 10, 90 more episodes till 100. Make sure we get to 100, but also make sure we get to 100 subscribers.
100 subscribers, you heard the man. And next to Rico, our executive producer, and on mic number 3, we got Gary. How y'all doing this week, Gary?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Feeling good, feeling festive. Before I go any further, just got to show you guys this cool crown that I got from my daughter, my 6-year-old. Her name is Araceli Enriquez. She made Daddy that. And, hold on. And I got a badge. It says I'm the best dad ever, and it says my name on it. So, oh yeah, that's official. Hey. And I got a beautiful card. So thank you so much, sweetheart. Daddy appreciates it. And happy Father's Day to you, Town, as well.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Happy Father's Day to you as well, Gary. Happy Father's Day to y'all out there. All the real daddies out there holding it down. Nothing but love and respect from Siren Sports, man.
Must be nice.
I thought you were going to have a bunch of little juice boxes in here because you are Father Juice. So.
Must be nice to be able to celebrate Father's Day, but no comment.
Aww.
My dad was the milkman, all right? He never came back from the store.
My dad was a milkman too, but he went to jail. So
mine did too. Well, mine did a lot of things, but
but that's a conversation for another day. That's a conversation for
anyways.
Maybe a different podcast. Not quite this one.
Not the right platform.
Definitely not the right platform. What we talk about here is we talk about some sports shit, and we're gonna start off this week with the Around Town segment. And let me tell you, there's only one thing going on noteworthy in this town right now, and I am talking about the world champion Denver Nuggets. NBA Finals, beat the Miami Heat in 5 games, showed out. Nikola Jokic Finals MVP, Jamal Murray, miraculous comeback from his ACL and putting up a miraculous performance. They played as a team and they brought it back, and I'm happy to be a Denver Nuggets fan and be able to live and experience that.
Man. You spoke it into existence last week.
I will give it to you. You did speak on it.
You did speak on it. You let everybody know that on Monday night, something special was going to happen, especially with the Larry O'Brien trophy in the building, and you did not disappoint.
Hey, man. Well, I said how special it was for Nuggets fans. For the very first time ever, we had the opportunity to win the NBA championship, and not only win the NBA championship, but do so on our home floor in front of our home crowd. That was incredible, and they delivered.
It was. It was a piece of cake for you guys. I hate to say it. All right. Subjectively speaking, I looked back at the numbers, and I'm telling you guys had one of the easiest walk-in championship runs there is. I think that your championship was won during the regular season. That's why you got your 1 seed. And the only real big obstacle you guys had was a team with Booker and Kevin Durant that didn't even have a chance to really mesh together.
Hill Gary.
I'm just saying. You guys beat an 8, you beat a 4, then you beat a 7, and then you beat an 8. You guys are hitting beach balls being thrown at you right now, guys. Come on now. I mean, I'm not hating, but I got to put it into subjective mode because it was a legitimate chip, but it was an extremely easy chip to acquire, in my humble opinion.
You gonna let him talk about you like that?
No. Okay. Gary, you're not gonna sit there with a straight face and fucking tell me that that's how you feel. That the never not once have the Nuggets won an NBA championship. If it was that easy, they would have multiple. Okay? If you want to break it down, let's break it down.
Break it down for me, sir.
Let's go back to the play-in. Teams were jostling for a position to play the Nuggets in the first round because they smelled weakness. Oh, Denver ended the regular season on a horrible run. I smell weakness. LeBron James can get him if he gets the 8th seed. Okay, well, what happened to that? The 8th seed showed up. Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert. These are no slouches. They showed up and they got smacked in 5. okay? Round 2, we're going to go Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton. This team was favored to win the championship. Nuggets weren't even favored to win that thing. So the narrative that, oh, this team didn't have time to gel, that's all, it was easy for the don't give me that bullshit, bro.
It really was though. You add a star player like Kevin Durant right before the trade deadline. You're trying to tell me his style of play can go ahead and mesh with a completely other unit of players that well to go ahead and be ready?
Wasn't that the narrative going into the series? Wasn't that the narrative that Kevin Durant and the Suns were too much for the Nuggets and they're going to expose Jokic and they're going to shut him down and Ayton's going to be the powerhouse and he's going to stop Jokic from doing what he can? That was the narrative going in, was it not?
That was your guys' best series. That was it. Because after that, what? You played an aging Lakers, and then even our Lakers, my Lakers, they barely got all these pieces of the puzzle so last minute, not enough time to gel. It was a last minute run. Watch what happens next year. Watch when everybody gets retained.
Oh, okay. Were you singing that same tune when they beat the Warriors?
I'm just saying.
Were you singing that same tune? Or was it King James and the Lakers are the almighty and they're coming for the title?
We just matched up better against the Warriors. I give it that. And it was a hard 6-game series. And just coming into Denver, if you guys hadn't won the first game, I think it would have been completely different. It was a 3-point game with 40-some seconds left in game 1. And if the ball just would have dropped the other way. But I'm just saying, you guys won your chip. Just pump your brakes there. Like my uncle used to say, simmer down, pot roast. You know, hey, I got it. You guys got your chip. You got your chip.
I know, we ain't done bringing this down. You're talking about the Lakers. You're talking about LeBron James. You're talking about Anthony Davis. And you're talking about Rui Hachimura. I throw Rui in there because he showed that he could play at a superstar level at the biggest moments. And man,
you guys just stepped up. You guys did step up against the Lakers. But after that, you guys got the fucking Heat, man. The Heat.
Are you kidding me?
You guys matched up so much
Are you
against
kidding
them.
me? With
I'm dead serious.
bro,
guys blew them out the water.
Bro, okay. They have fucking Thor and Hulk with Jimmy and Bam, who just knocked off the 2 favorites in the East. You can't tell me that was an easy chip. There's no gimmies in the NBA. Like I said, if you show up to playoff basketball, you better be prepared. And the other teams underestimated the Nuggets, and they got smacked in the mouth finding out.
Have you ever gone ahead and played basketball with your little nephew and he shoots the ball up? You just slap the shit out the way. That's what you guys did with the Heat. And that was it. Because
they played no slouches.
I'm just saying.
They played no slouches.
The Heat were tired. The Heat played like 10 more games than the Nuggets. What do you expect? They were just coming off a 7-game series with Boston, and all of a sudden they hop in and it was time for finals, and you guys were just sitting there getting off your couch and all that. Of course you guys should have won. It was rightfully so. You guys should have won. But here's my defining question. Dynasty or not?
It's too early to say. But let me tell you, the Nuggets are going to be in contention for a long time.
You think so?
They are. And if they can put it together, this core is young and they're under contract. They ain't going nowhere. They're going to have to deal with the Nuggets next year. You're going to have to deal with the Nuggets the year after that and for the foreseeable future. As long as the Cronkies are willing to keep them people around, and that's what it's going to be.
And that goes back to a question that I stated last weekend. What do you guys do? Do you guys pay top dollar and retain all of these key core players? Or do you go ahead and test the market, let some of these guys go? But even that messes up your guys' chemistry.
For sure. I mean, even the unproven players have gotten the contracts from the Nuggets. Like at the end of last year, they gave Michael Porter Jr. a $200 million contract without him proving a damn thing. So I mean, I think they made their decision and they're going to keep that core together and they're going to run this shit back as much as they can. And man,
I'm sorry, Town, you caught me off guard. That was super fired up. That was fuego, bro. Fuck.
God
Jesus
damn it,
Christ.
Gary. You're such a heel. Yeah,
fuck.
He said, Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you, nigga.
No. I don't know if somebody turned the heat up in here if this Town's takes. Jesus. Right on, though. Right on. Good shit. All right.
And from what I could see, the only people really upset about the Nuggets winning the championship are LeBron fans, Philadelphia fans, and you.
I'm a little salty. What can I say? I'm tired of seeing the parades. And that's another one, too. You guys don't even know what the fuck to do during a parade. You guys ran over a cop. Look at you. You don't even know how to act. You guys ran over a Denver SWAT officer with Jokic and Murray at the top of the fight. You don't even know how to act. You don't even know how to act in a parade.
Oh, I bet you the firefighter driving that truck was sitting there on fucking Snapchat recording the whole damn thing. And then all of a sudden he looks down and there's a cop under his wheel. Yeah, that shit was no good. But man, speaking of the Nuggets parade, our own Rico was down at the parade firsthand, experiencing everything going on, man.
It's a parade inside my city, yeah. Well, I will say this first. I was there Monday night on Market Street, and let me tell you, they was going crazy. I was there before all the shooting happened. I left around like 11. So, you know, it was pretty amazing to see how many people came together to have a good ass time. I don't know where these dudes kept getting these motherfucking fireworks from, but every 5 seconds there's fireworks in the air. I seen somebody get smacked with toilet paper on fire. Craziest shit ever.
Jesus. Hey, what about the picture that you posted? That was probably the best.
Oh, and then you know, I went to the parade on Thursday, and there was a guy that held up a sign because his friend missed the parade, and it literally said, "This man slept in 303-999-6138. Call him or text him that he is a bitch."
Wow.
So I'm pretty sure bruh was getting his phone blown up all day being called a bitch.
Bro, no, that's phase on site, bro. That's phase on site. You put my number on a fucking board and have a bunch of people call me and text me telling me what a bitch I am for mixing the fucking parade, bro. But that's phase on site. No, there's.
He should have never slept in, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he got millions of messages of somebody calling him a bitch because he slept in.
Can you imagine his girlfriend or his wife? Who the fuck's blowing you up on your phone? Who is this? Who is this?
That's hilarious, man. Just watching the news coverage of the Nuggets, man, of the parade, it was incredible. You know, you have Jokic who immediately after the finals is like, I gotta stay here till Thursday. I'm trying to go home, man.
Bruh.
Well, I'm gonna play y'all a little something. This is what Jokic had to say at the parade.
Thank you, though. You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I fucking want to stay on parade. This is the best.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is we all gonna remember this our whole lives, and when we see you guys that came out on the streets, and actually this one is for you. We love you, Denver. This one is for you. Thank you, guys.
You know, speaking on Jokic really quick, not to cut you guys off, but he is a very, very down-to-earth cat. He looks like the kind of guy that just not a lot phases him. He seems like somebody that's really content on his place in life. He has a life outside of basketball. He has other hobbies and passions. He's a father. He's an avid equestrian, I guess you would say, right? Somebody that's very enthusiastic about their horses and things like that.
Yeah,
and
man's a family man.
And he is. And he's so down-to-earth. He's very humbling. He's very humbling. So for a character like that being international one and two being the brightest star in the NBA, you really can't deny it right now. It's nice to know that he is the opposite of other players as far as just being a down-to-earth cat. You know, it's not about the money. It's not about the championships. It's about being a good teammate, being a good player, playing your role, and just being humble. I think he's the epitome of somebody that's really winning in life, man.
Oh, definitely. The whole Nuggets team, they deserve every bit of love that they're getting from this city, man. This city has waited a long time for something like this, for this team to pull through, you know, coming from the Carmelo Anthony days or the days back when, you know, Denver won 11 games in a season. This city's been through a lot and they deserve it. But now the question is, can they fucking handle it? Because you have people out there, you know, there was a drug deal gone wrong the night of the celebrations, the night that they won the championship, but 10 people got shot. And then there was 2 people that got shot at the parade. Like, you know, and of course the fucking police officer that got ran over by the fire truck, you know, fast recovery. Hope he's doing well and everything. Hope everybody involved in all those situations is doing well, because that's why you can't go out anymore. You know, you go out, you're trying to have a good time, and someone else decides to fuck it up.
I hate to say it, but Denver is a major metropolitan, and since legalized marijuana came through, you're getting a lot of obscure cats from a lot of different places that are coming over here trying to make an easy buck, and it really plagues the society culture that you guys have built. I mean, thank God you guys have a very big artsy scene, and a lot of young, talented individuals live here and go to DU and stay in the metro area. And it's just unfortunate that for every 1 or 2 of those cats, you got 5 or 10 fucking knuckleheads that come over here and mess up for everybody. Yeah. And those are the things that would defer me, if I was a Denver fan, from going downtown, because I'd bring my family and my kids, and I don't want them around that. I don't want them around the elements and things.
It's definitely got out of control. I just want to say, I hope my boy has a quick recovery. Monday night, he was breaking up a fight, and he got slammed down. One of my old coworkers, so he He's in the hospital down bad right now. So hopefully my boy recovers strong. He's a strong individual. So I'm praying for him, my boy Elijah. So
we're sending nothing but love and positive energy towards Elijah and hope that he heals fast. And again,
speedy recovery, sir. Bad place, bad time.
It's just been crazy because the 2 past parades I've been to wasn't like what the fuck happened on Thursday. Like the Avalanche parade last year was perfectly fine. People were having a good time. There's no crazy ass shit. Even the Broncos, when they won in 2015, 2016, parade was not crazy. But what I saw on Thursday, I couldn't believe it. Like, I get it. You're happy to see a championship in your city. But you got players and, like, police trying to make sure they're going to be perfectly fine. And they get to the last street before the parade's over with the championship, and you motherfuckers start jumping in the street, trying to get in the way of the fire truck and shit. Like, someone got hurt because of that. And I'm just like, that shit ain't cool. Like, I don't know. We got to have more self-control, honestly. It's crazy shit.
Selfish acts.
Oh, definitely, man. So that brings a wrap to the NBA season, but not quite a wrap to NBA news. There is a...
Fuck, this guy. Jesus.
So we put a little cherry on top of the NBA season with the news that Ja Morant...
Ja Wick
has been suspended without pay for the first 25 games of next year.
It's a parade inside his city, yeah.
What are your thoughts, y'all?
I think he got a light sentence. I'm going to keep it real. And it's crazy because news is coming out today that the gun that he had was like a gun that like, it's like one of those lighter guns or something, or it was like a toy gun. The news started coming out about that like a couple hours ago. Kid you not, but still. What the fuck are you doing? Like, there's other toys and shit you could use, I guess. But I really think he got a light sentence because he could have had a way bigger sentence, but they really let him off. I get it, 25 games is a lot still, but they were talking about giving him 50.
Well, I mean, if you really look at what 25 games means for Ja Morant, it means that he is no longer eligible for any postseason awards or all NBA team consideration because he doesn't meet the requirements of the 65 games played in a season.
Throwing away money.
And if you look at last year, too, the 8-game suspension that he served for the same fucking thing it cost him $39 million because he wasn't elected to an all-NBA team because of that. So... how much do you really want to be hood, bro?
I don't understand it. I thought the whole purpose was to get up out the hood and never come back and, to do better.
That's the thing. Ja was never in the hood.
Yeah, I know. That was my next point I was going to bring up. Yeah, he's, like the cat that they were rapping about in 8 Mile. Yeah. And that's it. He has a good life.
Oh, Papa Doc head ass.
His parents have a real good marriage.
That's true, because Terrence and his parents, that's it. That's absolutely right. And I don't understand that. I can understand if you were really in the fucking belly of the beast, and you worked your ass off, and you honed your skills, and you signed a great contract to propel not only yourself, but your family and your legacy for generations going forward. Why would you want to go back? And why would you want to play something that you are not as a person? For what?
I think it has to do with the people around him. I think it's the people he surrounds himself with that hype him up to make him seem like he's gangsta Ja, just to, in the end, kind of extort him and really just kind of make him their tool, their pawn.
I've always learned a long time ago, you are who you associate with, and you are guilty by association. Yeah. You hang around with knuckleheads and idiots, guess what? You're just another knucklehead and idiot. You hang around with people that are striving to get better, and my man Robert Uhas said this a long time ago. He said, if you're the smartest man in the room, you're obviously not in the right room. You know what I mean? No, it's very, very true. It's a true fact. You always want to get with other cats that propel you and project you and uplift you and never bring you down, and complete opposite. So who the fuck is in his circle? I mean, I don't understand.
That's some old head talk. Y'all heard it here first.
that is some old head talk, but like it's true as hell. It's true as hell, honestly. Like, but at the same time, he has to have the proper state of mind to really soak in the game that people are trying to give him. Like, people have been trying to tell him, people have been calling him, reaching out, and is it more than just I know, or are you really going to be willing to put in the work to make that change?
This man had a chance to get advice from Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne reached out to him and his party, and they never got back to him. And Wayne's did time for jail and guns and shit. And for you not to reach back out to him, I think that's crazy. Like, there's people that's trying to help you out so you don't lose your fucking where you're at now, because I don't think nobody wants to see you go play for the Shanghai Sharks. Nobody wants to see you in Puerto Rico playing hoops. Like, there's people trying to help you out, and instead of trying to get their help, you're trying to do your own fucking thing. And you're saying you take accountability, but actions speak louder than words, if I'm being correctly honest. Like, you got a daughter. We've talked about this situation already, and I think at this point, you just got to get your shit together, because I don't think you're going to get a third chance after this.
Nah, he's lucky. His talent is the reason he's even getting the second chance. But at the same time, what is his absence for 25 games going to do to a Memphis team that was this 2 seed last year?
Oh, struggle.
I mean, that's damn near, that's a quarter of the season right there. That's a little bit more than a quarter of the season. And to jump off of that, get back in there, get your legs ready, because everybody's going to be, it's not going to be November, December. No, you're talking about like January, I want to say, right? I mean, everybody's legs are ready. Everybody's game shape. Everybody's up and at them. You're hopping in cold, trying to get back into it transition-wise, and it's just going to be very difficult. And going on what Rico was saying, it's true what he's saying about his circle and everything. There's a saying in Spanish, I do not remember it, but it's a saying that my wife and I were talking about the other day, where it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. So you can go ahead and do it, and it's like, I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to do it, and afterwards I'll say that. And on another note, what do you guys think about Adam Silver? Is he the fucking Roger Goodell? Like, I know they're both commissioners and all that, but he does not take any shit. Right on. Kudos to him for getting that kind of element out of the league, because there are too many young athletes watching this and think that it's okay. Yeah. Too many young athletes thinking that you can brandish weapons and do things that you're not supposed to, even on this star level.
No, for sure. I do think it's good that he doesn't take any shit about it, but I definitely feel like it could have been a worse situation. It could have been more of a punishment for it. Like, if you go back to the Gilbert Arena situation, where he pulled up to the arena with a gun, pulled it on his teammate who owed him money. Like, that was some crazy shit.
And this is like right at around the spark of social media. Imagine all the shit that happened, like when Jordan was playing him, Barkley was playing even older. Yeah, man.
Malice in the Palace.
Oh, Ron Artest and
Ron.
Ben Wallace.
Oh, yeah, man. That shit was wild.
We won't forget about Melo's 15 games he got for the fight against the Knicks.
But Melo did that like a bitch. He punched him and ran, bro. Like, if you're gonna punch somebody, stand there and fight.
You got to stand there like Chris Childs when he socked Kobe in the jaw, and Kobe was shocked. What the fuck? You remember that shit? Chris Childs just hit him with a quick left and just snapped at him. Yeah, man.
They got to do how, like, they used to do back in the day. You hear Larry Bird say, Nick.
Oh, man. Well, man, speaking of constantly putting up a fight, we're going to go ahead and transition over to baseball, man, in the major leagues, where we got the Oakland A's putting up one hell of a fight to save their season.
From the cellar. They're
Oaktown.
They're doing the reverse boycott last week, where they went ahead and they tried to sell out the stadium as much as they could. The average attendance was about 7,000. They brought in 28,000 people, man.
Yeah, I think the official tally was 27,750 people, and they packed the fuck out of there and made a playoff atmosphere for that game.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of it goes with that the stadium, the city, the team. Everybody's leaving out of there, man. Yeah. The Raiders left, the Warriors left. A's are going to be next. Everybody's looking into Vegas, but it was phenomenal to see it, just to see that Cellar team come back, because it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So to see them turn around, even just for a little bit, 7 games in a row, you beat the best team in baseball, being the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. You beat them twice, and it was a great showing. I mean, they're coming through.
Definitely, they were trying to put on a show, trying to voice their displeasure with owner Josh Fisher, who's moving the team to Vegas, and that deal's final. Like, Vegas legislation just passed a deal that they're going to fund the stadium out in Vegas for the A's. So that deal's final. There's that reverse boycott. Honestly, I get what you were trying to do with it, but all you did really was improve the profit and loss margin for a single game. And
it's a tough situation.
Day late, dollar short.
The way I see it, it's kind of like the St. Louis Rams. I remember the fans of St. Louis too. They didn't want their team to leave, but the city wasn't willing to help them build a new stadium. So
Kroenke got up out of there.
So Kroenke was like, fuck it, I'm going back to L.A.
Because they both have to work hand in hand, because there's so much money in like the infrastructure of the stadium and then where to place it. And don't forget about all the economy around the stadium. Look at how poppin' Coors Field is around any major stadium. Wrigley in Chicago and in the Bronx for the Yankee Stadium. There's a lot of different moving pieces that go into these decisions.
And that shit's not cheap no more either.
Fuck no, at inflation alone.
You got to have these billion-dollar fucking stadiums now because everybody wants
Top amenities.
The top amenities.
I think it started with Jerry's World when that motherfucker had a
Big ass TV screen.
I think Jerry's World was the first $1 billion stadium, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and that's why it's called Jerry's World.
It sounds like a kind of pedophile
It does.
place, Jerry's
Fucking
World.
weirdos.
Yeah.
And they still suck. And the Cowboys still suck.
Oh
You
man.
say you want to come play?
Back to the A's, their fans, they gathered early. There was over 8,000 fans there waiting before the game, hours beforehand. And then once they did get in there, they were heard chanting, "Sell the team" and "Stay in Oakland." I can't help but feel for those fans. It really sucks. Like when franchises move, it decimates a city. It really does, because like what else are fans, especially in Oakland? Like you said, the Warriors and the Raiders have left now. Do they just stay fans of those teams, or do they try to find new routes to go about it?
I think it was a tough situation as it is because their stadium became so shitty because of the Raiders. Yes. Like the city of Oakland was doing their hardest to try to keep the Raiders there. So they fucking built that big ass side for Al Davis, where the stadium you can't even see out of it. It's like a big ass cookie cutter stadium, like the big ass old ass stadiums for multi-purpose.
And that sucks too. Imagine playing football. You play Rico. You still play football. Imagine getting fucking tackled on infield dirt.
Yeah.
There's no investment in the stadium. I remember stories of the urinals and the bathrooms and the clubhouse being flooded out during rainstorms and raw sewage in the dugouts, and they have to stop games. And it's so bad because it's just like that shitty car you see on the highway, and the motherfucker got duct tape holding up his bumper, and that's all they're doing. That's really
94 Honda.
That's a Miata. That's a Miata, sir. Yeah.
That's a Plymouth, bro.
So that in baseball, Tampa Bay Devil Rays still holding it down in the American League East. Got the best record in baseball. The Braves are killing it in the National League. They're most wins. They got 43 right now. And the fucking Arizona Diamondbacks just gained another game on the Dodgers because the Dodgers blew it last night. They're up 3 in the West. But Dodgers fans, stay faithful because we will pan this out. We've seen this happen before. We're going for another NL West title. Just be patient.
Oh, it's still very early in the season. Obviously, there's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be highs and lows. Every team is going to go through it. Obviously, right now the Diamondbacks are hitting their stride. They were predicted to be 4th in the West this year. So for them to come out and be first where they're at right now, it speaks to them. But again, marathon, not a sprint. Let's see where they're at after 162 games.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun season. That's why I love baseball so much. Anything can happen. Injuries can plague a team that's extremely hot. Players coming off the DL could go ahead and give them a spark. And don't forget about those last-minute trades at the deadline. Yeah. You cannot forget about that. Yeah. These things all impact it. So
I will say, too, ever since Mr. Juice of the Week, Mr. Ellie De La Cruz got on the Reds. They're back at 500.
Looking at the standings in the majors, you have the A's, who after they did win 7 in a row, they did lose 3 in a row after that, and they're still the worst team in baseball by a half a game. And yeah, man, I think it's just I think they had a little surge trying to prove something to ownership, but it's just gonna go down the toilet.
It is
just like the Rockies.
At least the Rockies ain't the worst in the league, man.
Hey, on a side note, on a side road, Siren Sports will be at the Dodgers versus Rockies game. 2 of the 3 amigos right here will be there on Wednesday, the 28th?
Yes, 26th? We will.
28th? The 28th. If you happen to see this show and you find us out there, find old Gary. I'll buy you a beer. All right? To shout out Siren Sports, we're going to go ahead and be in the house. We're going to be a little bit separate, but we're going to have a good time.
He's nicer than you. I wouldn't offer a beer. I'd be like,
I'll take a picture.
Take a picture.
I didn't say whose beer. Shit. Hey, one real quick on baseball note. Have you guys heard about the Ugandan catcher, the 18-year-old cat?
I have. Kasumba Dennis. Kasumba Dennis, man, that he went viral for his training videos and his catcher workouts. So this man is, doing the catcher motion for throwing out to second with a tire. He's doing the motion with it. He's batting with the motion with the tire. He's doing catcher workouts with bricks taped or roped to his glove. So, and Man, he looks incredible.
18 years old, out of Uganda, and I caught for 10 years, so I understand how difficult those drills are, the pop up, down, from catching the balls on there, catching the balls and blocking it with your chest protector. He did it with no gloves. He was doing it in the rain. He was running, and he had bottles of ice water, like, strapped to his shins for shin guards. He's sitting there bench pressing empty tires. This guy is really trying his damnedest, and he had visa trouble to get in, too. I think he had a little bit of help from MLB, right?
Yeah, he had a little bit of help from I believe it was a podcaster. It was a Flipping the Bat podcast. He was in communication with them, and they worked. The embassy was willing to give him a visa, but what he needed was a letter from a college stating that they were interested.
Because they were afraid of him. They said that he was too high risk to flee the country once he got into the United States and just stay over here and establish.
Yeah, definitely. So what the MLB did is they did him one better, and they gave him an invite to the MLB Draft League. And man, so that's a huge opportunity for him. He's going to be able to play in front of some MLB scouts and hopefully get drafted on the next draft.
Yeah, just get some notoriety, get some more eyes on him, and just kind of show what he has. For 18 years old in Uganda, I'm pretty sure like soccer is the predominant sport over there. Sure. I don't really hear a lot of stud Ugandan players, but guy came in, 18 years old, got his first at bat, struck out on 3 pitches, made contact on a 95-mile-an-hour pitch, and he said that just made his day because he had never seen a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and he was just happy to do it. And you can only get better. And I think that he has the work ethic and the love for the game to really propel him to the next level.
He got that dog in him.
Yeah, and he really, really does. And it just shows how beautiful of a game baseball is, the passion that these players have. And I'm wishing them all the best of luck, man. I'll be looking out for you, bro.
Yeah, definitely. If rumor has it, his pop time is 1.89. So for those of you that don't know, pop time is a stat for catchers. So it measures the time from when the ball pops in your hand when you catch the glove to when it pops when you throw somebody out. The major league average is 2.01 seconds. His is 1.89, and he has never played in like an organized level before.
And he's only 18. He's still growing, man.
He's only growing, and he's about to break the boundary because there is no clear route from Uganda to the majors. So he's the one breaking the boundary and paving the road for others to follow behind him.
Absolutely.
Baseball is for everybody. How could you not like baseball? Like, Siren Sports is going to say it now. This dude going to be a stud. You heard it from me first.
You heard it from Rico.
You heard it from me first. Baseball is a beautiful game. Trust me. I love football and soccer and all the other sports, but baseball is just a beautiful game because I feel like anyone, if they just pick it up and practice, they can get really good at it. And it doesn't matter about your size, too. That's what I like. You can be fat. You can be skinny. You be built, like, it don't matter.
Shout out to Prince Fielder.
Exactly.
Prince Fielder was poor guy. Then he got hurt, and then it's all downhill.
Look, that man didn't need to run. Everything he hit was out the park.
He was so big, dog. He was a big jolly. Yeah. Oh, Bartolo.
Too.
Remember
when he hit his home run?
Bartolo looks like the dead body that they drag out the opening scene of CSI and shit. It's fucked up, huh? All bloated and shit. Shout out to Bartolo Colon. Just fucking, that's a cold take, but fuck.
If that goes viral, he might Pedro you, bro. Be careful.
Oh, shit. I think I can run a little bit faster than Bartolo now.
Man, Kasumba Dennis is going to be an incredible player in the majors. I guess you could say he got the juice.
Speaking of the juice, hold on. We're going to talk about who got the juice this week because I got two.
Who got the juice?
The motherfucking juice.
The fucking
juice.
Juice.
Different pair of glasses every week. You got to change it.
There you go.
Damn.
All right. Number one candidate for who got the juice this week, Coach Michael Malone.
I knew you were going to say that.
Man, that man was turned the fuck up on Thursday. When I tell you he was faded, that man was faded, but he brought the good energy.
Right. That not only was that man faded, he was up there talking in cursive.
He was
like
talking
dead ass.
shit.
Like for that boy wasn't afraid to flex that muscle. He got LeBron pissed at him now.
Look, he was showing his chain like this. He said, you just put it in the pot and you smoke that shit.
That's what he said. I'm sorry, I was eating a sandwich. I wasn't watching the parade and shit.
He was sitting there talking his shit, and he said Bruce Brown will be back. That's a promise.
Hey, well, and then Bruce Brown followed him up, and he was like, y'all want one more year? And let me tell you, like I said last week, Bruce Brown, Mile High City royalty, Brady. Bring it back. Bring it back. Run it.
Mr. Malone brought that shit. But we also got another candidate. The other man who got the juice of the week is Christian Pulisic.
That's true.
This man came out in the CONCACAF Nations League and balled out, scoring 2 goals against Mexico to take USA to the finals against Canada on Sunday.
Hey, I love to see it, man. We don't talk much soccer here on Siren Sports, but we definitely aren't going to turn a blind eye to it.
Absolutely, man.
Man was balling. You know, I love when US and Mexico play because it's always heated. But he was like, nah, fuck that. This is on our territory. This is our turf. And I'm going to make it happen again. Them boys ain't no joke. It's almost been 4 years since Mexico has beat the United States.
In Mexico's defense, we have a new coach every time Siren Sports has a new episode. So, fuck, man. We have a hard, difficult time. And what can I say? The U.S. has stepped up their soccer game significantly. It really, really has.
Definitely. I think it becomes more part of the culture the more people, like, come into the United States. For the people who leave their home and then come to the United States and have a love of soccer, they pass it down to their kids. They go to school, they play soccer. And the next thing you know, they're playing in competitive leagues with the love of soccer that their parents had. So
it's hereditary. Yeah, it passes down.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does.
And it's crazy because the U.S. soccer has been on the rise. Like, we know the women's team has been very successful. They start off their World Cup pretty soon, I think next month. So they're looking to go back to back to back.
Imagine that.
3 years or three in a row. That's something that's never been talked about. A three-peat.
12 years of soccer dominance.
Yes, but America, USA has definitely, they've been on the rise. They had the youngest team in the World Cup last year, and they just been getting the pieces together now because they know that they have something special because a lot of kids are starting to pick up the soccer ball, and they're like, well, Mexico's having their downfall now, so it's time to take advantage and start developing players to be great. I've never seen so many United States kids now playing in Europe. Like it's a rare thing to see.
I was never really the biggest fan of soccer. I always had to, lean out my window and yell at the kid kicking the soccer ball against the wall, and he'd throw it at the window. This fool, I would tell him.
These fools.
Not to cut off Rico and the juice of the week, but I got myself a new segment, and it's called This Fool.
This fool.
So this fucking fool.
Fucking stupid.
There's a gentleman on Reddit that posts his bets, and he goes by PDR Lives. This man had a 3-team parlay for championships. The first leg, it was for a $25 bet, and the payout was supposed to be nearly $70,000. He had a 3-leg parlay. The first leg was for the Kansas City Chiefs to win the championship, to win the Super Bowl. After that, it was UConn men to win the NCAA title, and the last one was for the Denver Nuggets to go ahead and win the NBA Finals. He hit on the Chiefs and took $122.50 off of his $25 bet, cashed out, and called it a day. Had he let it ride, he would have won a total of $71,525.52 fucking cents.
This fool, what the fuck?
What a fucking idiot.
Bruh, okay, if you're going to throw that cheap of a bet, a $25 bet on that big of a parlay, you may as well just see it the whole way through.
Just let it ride. What is that, a quarter tank of gas nowadays? You might as well.
He probably had rent to pay or something, or...
He was like, you know what sounds good? That cheeseburger pack from McDonald's. I don't know. I think I'm just going to cash this bitch out and go ahead and get it.
He said, I need a Grimace milkshake.
Hey, it's Grimace's birthday, bro. We celebrating, all right?
It's a Grimace motherfucking shake.
He brought up the Grimace milkshake. This fool.
Man, that's horrible luck. Like I really can't put myself in a position to like. It's a small bet, man. Let it ride.
Needed a 4 for 4 from.
You got me, asshole. Stop. You know what I do when I start. Oh,
so I like that, Gary. I like this fool, huh?
This fool. It's a Cali thing. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you, I may have another candidate for this fool of the week.
This fool.
Okay.
Who you got?
Guy by the name of Elliot Shore Parks.
fuck is Elliott Shore Parks? Sounds
Okay,
Sounds like a park name.
that just sounds like a horrible stripper name back in the 70s. The fuck, Elliott Nor Parks for you ladies.
Elliott Shore Parks is a beat reporter for the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. And they had him on 94.1 sports radio in Philadelphia. And he had this to say. I'll just let y'all hear it.
I actually think everyone pretending that this Denver ring means something diminishes the rings of other people. We were all here in 2017 and saw the Eagles ring. And I'm not making this a Philadelphia thing. It's just the ring I experienced, right? That ring was special. They had the backup quarterback. They got tested in the first round. The Super Bowl was an epic shootout where they got tested. This Nuggets team did not get tested. They were not tested the entire way. And it's not because they're clearing away the best team in the NBA. It's because they didn't have to play anybody. They played nobody on their path to the to the final.
Mr. Elliott, you are welcome on Siren Sports whenever you would like. He could be my special guest to go ahead and speak some facts on that. Good take. Good take.
Gary, I'm gonna tell you to go to your cage, bro. Go to your cage, because no, bro, no, this fucking fool. All right,
This fool.
no, okay. What the fuck does the Denver Nuggets ring have to do with the Philadelphia Eagles and Nick Foles?
That's two different sports.
That is completely two different things. Another thing, how the fuck does the Nuggets winning a championship diminish anything that anyone else has done? Winning a chip is winning a chip regardless which way you slice it, regardless which salt you try to throw on it, regardless which bullshit you try to add to it. A chip is a chip.
I completely agree. I will agree. That was a kind of funky take. That was a left field, especially since you're cross-sport referencing. That doesn't really make too much sense. It fucking does.
So I think I figured out what was happening here. I think Philadelphia fans, led by Elliott, what the fuck's this dude's name?
Elliott Shore.
Led by Elliott Shore Parks.
Mr. Parks.
Are kind of on the menstrual cycle a little bit with the fact that the Nuggets won the championship and Nikola Jokic completely outshined Joel Embiid in every facet this season.
Mr. Elliott Shore Parks sounds like the guy that would go to Starbucks and have his whole name be read when his order is ready. So
Yeah,
Elliott Shore Parks, a half cream latte with half soy, half. Elliott Shore Parks going twice.
Hey, I mean, if it's good, I'll take it. I'll be Elliott Shore Parks for a couple minutes to get that thing.
He sounded pretty sassy. He must be having some trouble at home.
I think he has a little wiener. That's why he sounds like that. A lot of people talk very loud when they're like that, so that's why I'm very subdued. And
Elliott Shore Parks, fuck you, buddy.
honestly, hey, tip, you know we got the juice this week? Father Juice and Mr. Town, because these guys came with a lot this week. I just sat back. This was you.
This fool.
You guys came with it, man. You guys OG Siren Sports running. Fuck, man. Great shit. Great.
Well,
awesome.
I mean,
dope.
I honestly, I love having these conversations. I love being able to sit with y'all and really, like, there's a lot of people who put filters and censors on who they are just to try to maintain an image for the social medias.
Fuck that.
That's not us, bro. I'm gonna be unapologetically me. I'm gonna look you in your eye and I'm gonna tell you to sit and twirl if it mean it. So that's gonna be me. Rico's gonna give you the truth. He's Father Juice, and then you got old man Gary over there who, you know, your grandpa's always gonna fucking break it down for you,
I'm
man.
not your daddy. I'm your grandpa.
I hate to say it, but I'm not HR friendly. I've been told that several times. I don't know why.
Hey,
I don't know why.
Hey, it's okay, but when you're dealing with Siren Sports, HR is right here. We don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
On. And that's what makes it such a grassroots campaign.
Exactly.
Sit there, smoke that pot, and drink your prune juice.
Devil's lettuce.
Damn devil's lettuce,
Hey,
man.
what a great 10th episode, fellas. That was phenomenal. That was absolutely fantastic.
It definitely was, man. Episode 10, we are officially in double digits, man. Gary, you want to plug your socials for the folks?
Well, I'm in the midst of getting everything else. Don't worry, fellas. I'll get it. But for right now, it's just Gary Enriquez18 on Twitter. Soon to come is TikTok,
Instagram.
OnlyFans, Patreon. You're just going to see my elbow. That's it.
Oh, no.
That's it for you freaks.
Rico, you want to plug your socials for the folk?
All right, make sure you follow your boy on Instagram, TikTok at Father Juice, but also make sure you follow us on Twitter. You know, we got a Twitter now at Siren Sports. Follow us also on TikTok with the same name and Instagram. You can also tune in on Facebook, but you know, the video is always going to be posted on YouTube, nowhere else. So
That's right, exclusively on YouTube. But if you're more of an audio podcast listener, you can always find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Podcast. Fuck, you can go to the moon and hear us, you know what I'm saying? So
Your mama's house, your grandma's house,
your side bitch's house.
your daddy, unless he the milkman, I don't know.
I ate a milkman's house, fuck it.
Hey,
Well, you
came
can
back.
Catch it everywhere.
You can catch it everywhere.
We also got to give a special shout out to a special someone, okay? I hear we have a #1 fan for Siren Sports, always watching us. So, Gary's daughter, when you see this, we just want to say thank you for always tuning in and watching us do what we do. I know we're some fools or some fools.
Yeah, we're probably
Well, we
teaching you all the wrong
appreciate
shit.
She does, though. She'll watch it. She comes in. I just got done watching your show. Every single time somebody says something bad, I just cover my ears and I close my eyes. And I was just like, oh, sweetheart, you didn't see anything then. She really does love the show, guys. She does. And then next week she's going to be in, say hi to you guys and everything like that. And I think you're going to have your kids here as well, right, Tom?
My kids. I have them every other weekend. So yeah, it's just
It's going to be a beautiful thing, man.
I try not to bring them to stuff like this because my daughter's like, I'm bored, and like
They're kids.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
But as for me, I go by the name of Town. You can catch me on all social medias, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at town.5280. So man, been off Twitter for a while, decided to hop back on and see what the fuck was going on. And yeah, man, make sure you keep up with Siren Sports. For Rico, for Gary, we thank you for rocking with us. Episode number 10 in the books. Siren Sports, we out this bitch.
Look both ways before you cross the street. Say your prayers.
Hugs and drugs.
Eat your vitamins.
Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you.
Always say please, thank you, you're welcome.
Hold on, this is the second time y'all have hijacked my out. I'm gonna do it one more game. Out!
Siren Sports is part of the Imprint Media Network.